To Wembley Stadium, where 2 years ago the Lionesses beat Germany here to win the European Championships and change the landscape of women's football forever.
Oh my God, like we actually did it.
It's the proudest I've ever felt watching an England side.
Country's first football title for more than 5 decades.
The Queen said the result was a significant achievement.
It was like putting petrol on a fire and it just went boom.
No one can ever take that away from us. Leah Williamson.
The perfect stage.
England captain.
The perfect opposition.
European champion.
And a turn! The goal! 1-1. Germany strike back. There's a bit of a scramble in there. Kelly! It's iconic!
The last time England won a trophy, women were banned from taking part.
It's made life easier for that little girl in the playground.
All right, and what's next?
The legacy was set here at Wembley, and now it's time to start the new chapter. England qualified automatically for the European Championships next summer and can now begin preparations, and it doesn't get much bigger than a rematch with Germany. The 8-time European champions have also secured their place at next summer's finals. They won bronze at the Paris Olympics, but they are a team in transition, with new coach Christian Vuk taking charge of his first match right here tonight. What an occasion it will be. I'm joined by Ian Wright and Karen Carney. Great to see you both. Can't wait to watch tonight's match all together. There's plenty to talk about, but before we get into it, we need to get the team news. So just to let you know, there is no place for Lauren James, who got a calf injury. Fran Kirby and Lotte Wubben-Moy, they are in camp, but they're not fit to play tonight. And despite quite a lot of speculation about what this team would look like, it's actually the same team that started against Sweden back in July. So Hannah Hampton, she keeps her spot in goal ahead of Mary Earps. Captain Leah Williamson, she partners Millie Bright in defence. It's Russo up top with Beth Mead on the right, Lauren Hemp on the left, and there is no place in this team, the starting lineup, for Grace Clinton or Jess Park. Both of those two in excellent form, but they start on the bench tonight. Okay, let's hear from Serena Wiegman, get her thoughts. She's chatting with Katie Shanahan.
Serena, Hannah Hampton starts for the 4th game in a row. Are we right to assume she's now leading the way as England's #1 goalkeeper?
No, that's not right. The competition is really going on. We have very good goalkeepers. Mary and Hannah are really in competition with each other. And Hannah is playing tonight, and we'll see what that brings.
Toon, Stanway and Walsh in the midfield. What's the thinking there?
I think they're doing really well. They have very good connections. They play high level. They've played high level for us. But we also have other good midfielders. They're knocking on the door. And we'll see how the game develops. And we know that the other ones are ready.
You stuck with the Euro-winning centre-back partnership of Millie Bright and Leah Williamson. Is defensively consistency key here?
Consistency in defense, but also, of course, in possession. What you're trying to do is always finding balance, and also there you aim on all the positions. There's a huge competition going on, and now I choose these two centre backs to starting, and also again we'll see how the game moves forward.
A repeat of the Euros final, first time you and Germany will be meeting each other. A great way to start this new cycle.
Yeah, really good. What we want, of course, is play the highest level games, to be as best prepared as possible on the 2nd of July. We have 4 friendlies now, and we wanted to play high level teams. Germany's the first one, bronze medal. That will be a great competition in a great stadium, our great stadium. Occasion, I wanted to say.
Thanks, Serena. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Okay, so we talked about the speculation over this team. One particular position was the number one position. Mary Earps, who has started the last couple of games for PSG, she's not starting tonight, and Hannah Hampton keeps her place. Did that surprise you at all, Karen?
I think because of Serena's team, she's kind of stayed loyal. So I thought maybe she would have gone with Mary Earps. It was a big move, obviously, to Paris Saint-Germain, and she had a rough start to the end of the season, but it was a transition piece. But I think she's gone with Hannah Hampton. You know, England averaged 60% possession last season, and when you've got a goalkeeper that's so good with her feet like Hannah Hampton, she's the evolution. But I don't know, as a 23-year-old, with the experience that she's had, I didn't anticipate her to be starting tonight. But she's in, and she's got a chance, she's got a jersey, and she has to continue to take it if she wants to be the starting keeper at the Euros next summer.
I think the biggest surprise is the fact that for Serena, Mary's not playing. Mary Earps isn't playing, because you know it's Serena. It doesn't matter if we're talking about form. It's about who she trusts. You know, she constantly plays the players she knows. We saw that when she even won the Euros back in the Netherlands. She plays the same team. We saw it when we won the Euros here. She plays the same team. She makes substitutes, but we know that she's going to play the players she knows and trusts. I feel for Alex Greenwood, Jess Park, Grace Clinton. You have to feel for them, because we have qualified. You'd have thought that it would have been the time to maybe see some different players, but I suppose they're going to just have to do what they do. They have to come on and keep showing their club form. But like I say, the only surprise is Mary Earps ain't playing for me.
Sticking with that theme of loyalty, Alessia Russo is not having the best time at Arsenal. She is favoured by Serena Wiegmann. Can it be sometimes it's the change of environment? She's not done anything to let her down, and perhaps she really kind of comes into her own in the England camp. Best place for her?
She's been unbelievable for England. I think out of 21 times that both Russo and Hemp have played, both of them have scored 16 goals between them. When she plays for England, you see Alessia Russo that's confident, that's happy, that's in the right areas, but he's also given the balls that she needs from a Hemp or whoever's on the right-hand side today, it's Mead. She knows the ball's coming to her. At Arsenal, I don't see that, and I see an Arsenal, Beth Mead and a Russo that's probably lacked confidence this year because of the chopping and the changing. Obviously, the manager at Arsenal has now changed, or about to change again. But for England, she's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's been superb.
I'm pleased, Kaz, that she's getting the chance here, because I've watched her since the start of the season. Obviously, she needs goals, and strikers need to score goals, because that's where they're judged, but she's doing everything right. I'm seeing her get herself into great positions. She's doing a lot of unselfish work, which is not what she's going to be judged on, because, like, you know, she's playing for England, you know, 20 goals in 42 games because of the goals. The fact is, for Arsenal, is sometimes they're not looking. Sometimes the crossing that's coming in is poor. You know what I mean? The balls that they could be laying into her, they're not coming, and she's not the person that's going to go and say something to them. I'm not saying you have to go and dig people out and shout at them. Or
too nice.
Yeah, but people say too nice. You can go and say it to them nicely. Listen, I'm making some really good runs. You just need to look and play that into me sometimes, because watching her play for Arsenal, I don't know where her next goal's coming from in respects of service.
Okay, right, thank you, you two. Time for a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to get the Germany team news as they start a new era. We're also going to hear from Lucy Bronze on her move back to England and her desire to keep on winning. See you in a moment. Well, this is the first game for Germany since Alexandra Popp retired. The prolific striker made her debut for the national team in 2010 and played 144 times. She won Olympic gold in 2016, but surprisingly only featured in one European Championship in 2022, although she did miss the final against England after getting injured in the warm-up. She will play one more farewell game, that's next week in Australia in Duisburg. Let's have a look at the team that they are fielding tonight then here at Wembley, a big match for both of these sides. Germany actually make 4 changes from the team that won bronze at the Paris Olympics. Chelsea's Skoya Nushkin is the one WSL player in the side, and there is a debut for striker Giovanna Hoffmann of Leipzig. She has very big boots to fill in the absence of Alexandra Popp. Oberdorf and Schuler both miss out too, so really key players that Germany will not have to play in the huge match against England. What do we think about the team, first of all? What do you think?
Well, like you said, it's a new manager. You know, I thought that when you look at Germany and the way they're playing, they're still trying to, because they've got so many quality players in that 10 area, they're still trying to figure out where to play their players, and so they seem to me to be going very direct with what they were doing. And this is why Pop leaving now is going to be a little bit of a problem for them, because I don't know what kind of system he is going to play. Is it going to be a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3? So it's going to be interesting to see what he plays. But you know, there's a lot of pressure on her to score the goals in respects of is it not only Clara Ball?
There's two players.
Jill Brand as well.
They're the two players spot on right here. Where Brawl on the left-hand side, she's absolutely rapid. The very left side dominant, so Lucy Bronze will have to be on it. And Brand, actually, she reminds me of Jill Scott, because she's tall and gangly, and you think you're going to get there, and she can just nip it past you. Jill's going to text me now and give me some stick.
There was a nicer way of saying that.
Sorry, Jill. But you know, you think you're going to get there, and they just skip past you. But she's very, very powerful. But they're probably the two main threats. But you are right. We don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, but the same, like we said with Giovanna Hoffman, she's a good enough player. She holds it up very well. You know, she's somebody that can cause problems.
Yeah, all right. Well, look, Germany, as we said, they are a team in transition, but someone who is an ever-present in the Lionesses lineup is England's most decorated player, Lucy Bronze. Now, Katie Shanahan spoke to her earlier on this week and reminisced on that day back in July 2022.
Time and expectation for Alatone!
To have the nerve to do that in the final in front of that crowd was unbelievable.
Kelly! Chloe Kelly! It's iconic!
Just amazing.
England are European champions!
We actually just watched a little bit of the final in the last 3 years back with Serena when we first met up, to be like, we're starting like our next journey towards the Euros again. And yeah, to watch the video back and see those memories of the Euros and the final, like, it was like goosebumps watching it. I think about all the other trophies and things like that, and none of them even come anywhere near to winning the Euros. Easily will be and will always be the best moment of my career.
After the World Cup, Serena sat you down and asked you about retirement. What did you say?
I told her to stop the conversation. And I think it was more just to gauge if I was still motivated to play for England. It's a question I constantly get asked, how do you stay motivated? I'm like, I love playing football. Like, you do the job you love until you can't do it anymore. And yeah, I said, I want to keep playing. I want to try and make the next World Cup. If I do, I do. And if I don't, I don't. But it's in my head that I want to keep going.
From Barcelona to Chelsea, how did that come about? Wasn't it a conversation that you had at the Champions League final?
Yeah, it was. I knew a couple of months beforehand that I was leaving Barca. Hadn't really planned my next move. I know Sonia Bonpastor and Cami Abali from my time at Lyon. Obviously played Lyon in the final for Barca. I went to congratulate them on moving to England, and they were like, why don't you come? And I was like, I said, you don't need me, you've got plenty of players there. And she was like, no, we want you. If the door's open, then we want to speak to you. And I said, the door's always open.
You said you need to come back to England one more time. Why?
I guess the Euros was a bit of an eye-opener. It was like doing something with England always meant so much. And I think doing something with an English team would probably feel the same.
Why Chelsea then?
I'm the best team in England. The record speaks for itself.
What's the dream with Chelsea?
To win everything. Chelsea's a team that always talk about winning trophies. The goal is to win the Champions League.
The next dream with England?
Euros, World Cup, just win everything again. I just don't want to lose anything. I think winning the Euros would be crazy. You know, we said creating history. We've got the players, we've got the talent, but we need to make sure we show up next summer in Switzerland.
A player with just the best attitude and someone that you would just love to have in your squad, and especially your starting lineup. Righty, is that what you love about her?
She's a winner, and she's won everything in her career, obviously, other than the World Cup itself. She said she wants to continue winning, and why would you want to stop? She is playing in the best team in the country, so why would you want to stop? She's still got the drive for it.
I just love her. Honestly, you know, playing with her and then watching her grow and develop, and what you said, I don't think I've ever seen anyone have a mentality like her. Like literally, she'd be fuming if you lost a training, a tackle, anything. She's just hungry, and she would make herself sick because she wanted to outrun everybody. She is an absolute winner, and I'm not surprised Chelsea went, if we want the Champions League, we want to go and get her. She won't get us to win it.
Healthy competition is good, but in that position as well, who is coming up and pushing her?
Well, you say who's coming up. It's a tough position for England. I know that Maya Letizia, who plays centre half, she played at right back. I feel someone like maybe Niamh Charles could play at right back as well. We've seen her play left back. But it's a position that we haven't really got too many players that are really cementing down that position even in the league to challenge her. So as long as she's still fit and she's still doing well, then why wouldn't she get all the way to the World Cup again?
Absolutely, and she starts tonight too. Right, the atmosphere behind us here at Wembley Stadium is certainly building. We're looking forward to one of the biggest games in football. It is England against Germany, and the teams are going to be out after this very quick break. See you in a couple of minutes. Well, tonight, the former England captain Steph Houghton, who retired from football at the end of last season, was honoured here at Wembley. This was just a few moments ago. She won 121 caps for England. She led them to 3 semi-finals in major tournaments and competed in both the 2012 and 2020 Olympics for Team GB. She also had a brilliant, very highly decorated club career as well, winning 15 major trophies with Manchester City and Arsenal. She was a real trailblazer in the game and an inspiration to so many. You can see her now in the tunnel, cuddling each and every one of those players as they come out to go and play Germany here at Wembley. She's just done so much for the game, right, isn't she?
Well, you can see the warmth and the love that she got in those hugs. She's a leader. She's a great player, especially in that Olympics, that 2012, how great she was in goals she scored. But I'm really pleased to see them doing this legacy celebrations to the women. Really, really good to see.
Yeah, I got to be a little bit emotional there seeing that on her. She was a massive part of, spent so many special moments with her, and this is a special moment for her that she deserves, and a special player, Steph.
And there she goes, she's going to walk the team out right now. And just before we get you over to commentary and England and Germany take to the field, I am delighted to tell you guys that ITV have extended our contract to cover the Lionesses for another 4 years. It starts from next season. Congratulations, guys. It means ITV is the home of England men's and women's international football. Okay, well, let's get into it then. Huge match here at Wembley. Your commentary team for tonight. Lucy Ward, but first, Seb Hutchinson.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Good evening, everybody. And quite the gesture for quite the figurehead. Steph Houghton was England captain during a historic era for the Lionesses, a bedrock for what was to come not so long after. 818 days ago, Leah Williamson lifted England's first European Championship title after beating Germany at Wembley. Tonight, the same venue, same opposition, but how are both these nations shaping up with the next Euros just over 8 months away? Before the action, the anthems of these great football nations. Steph Horton at the end of the national anthem. And all the action for England against Germany at Wembley after this short break. What a fixture we have ahead of us. Julia Gwynn, one of the world's best players, and Leah Williamson, the England captain, hoping to lead the Lionesses to another European Championship title. A familiar look to the England team, and that includes Hannah Hampton retaining the #1 jersey at the expense of Mary Earps. Bayern Munich's Georgia Stanway will come up against some familiar faces. Lauren Hemp is without doubt the standout English player in the WSL this season. As for Germany, experienced goalkeeper and former Chelsea #1 Ann-Katrin Berger has had a renaissance at international level. Chelsea's Sjerke Nusken is the only WSL representation at the moment, and with injuries and retirements affecting Germany's options, there is an international debut for RB Leipzig, Giovanna Hoffmann.
Here we go, it's Friday night, the Lionesses are back at Wembley.
There is Hoffmann, whose goal record isn't fantastic, but the new Germany manager, Christian Vogt, has stated that she is the striker we're looking for. Leah Williamson, doubt over her place at club level at the moment. Changes in the management at Arsenal. Steph Horton leading the side out today. Such a great servant for England, and so unfortunate to miss out on the glory in 2022. Two sets of players taking the knee. We also noticed that the England players are wearing black armbands tonight in memory of Ella Toon's father, Nick, who passed away 3 days short of his 60th birthday in early September. Well, England back at Wembley and back against Germany. Lucy, what has changed for both these sides since that famous day?
Yeah, I think both sides have had ups and downs. I think it wasn't all plain sailing for England to qualify for the Euros next summer. A little bit easier for Germany, but they had an absolute nightmare of a World Cup. So they're sort of in transition. You don't really know what you're going to expect from Germany, apart from competitive, technical and physical. They've got some new players, and I think England look very, very familiar, don't they?
What we know about Sarina Wiegman is that she's often tried to pick a settled side. All the calls for bringing through the young talent, but in her eyes, so many of these players have served her so well. Can't argue too much with England's record under Sarina Wiegman. It's Millie Bright. There's good memories against Germany in the Arnold Clark Cup a couple of years back, and bronze. We know so much about this England side, but we don't know too much about this current Germany side. Lots of familiar faces for people who've watched Germany before, but in terms of their shape, the positioning of several of the players as well, and the big names missing through injury and recent retirements. We've been giving the ball away to Hemp, and Hemp in such form, taking on Vin. Play either fullback areas and in midfield, but Germany no doubt selecting one of their big names in that position because of the threat of Hemp.
Yeah, good match-up that. You've got Lauren Hemp, who I think is the best player in the WSL at the moment.
All given away by Williamson. Hoffmann, what a chance! The flag must go up, surely, as Dalman has gone down. Well, the referee has pointed to the spot, and the card is coming out. And a yellow card as well. England all over the place. Let's have a look at that again.
Yeah, my first thought there was that, I mean, it's a poor pass from Williamson, a little bit sloppy, but my first thought that perhaps that might have been offside. It wasn't, so that's a great run from Dalman, and then it's just a challenge from Bright, and she's probably no real chance of getting the ball there, and in the end brings it down. That's just a really sloppy start from England.
Sloppy indeed, and Hannah Hampton needed hit for England. Julia Gwynn, well, 30 seconds ago she was giving the ball away. Now she's stepping up to take a penalty at Wembley. what an early opportunity for the visitors. It's Gwyn. It's 1-0 Germany in no time at all. A disastrous start for England. A brilliant one for the Germans. And what a mess at the back for the Lionesses.
I'll tell you what, most people have not taken the seats around Wembley, and he will have dreamed of this start, Christian. But Vin, you knew that given that situation that she took it in the back of the net, but from an England point of view, exactly everything opposite to how they wanted to start. Leah Williamson this week, she hasn't particularly looked happy when I've seen in the press conference, but you know, she's coming back from an injury and it's tough. Arsenal have had a tough start to the season, and then obviously the challenge from Bright wasn't right. England on the back foot.
Here's Mead, England needing to respond this early. What she caught there will be a free kick. Well, so much happened within that minute or so. I wanted to mention that we do have VAR tonight, hence the doubt with the offside and the possibility that this may not stood, but Dalman was onside, the penalty stood, and Bright didn't quite make it.
No, she just had to put some pressure on as soon as they enter the penalty area there, Dalman, that you just got to be so careful. Bright just couldn't let her through. Disastrous start for England. Just see how quickly they can recover.
Chance to analyse that even further shortly, but right now England have a free kick. Themselves behind so early in this game. I know they're decent from set pieces. Hemp and Mead standing over it. Ron's no doubt a target. Also Bright and Williamson in there. Hemp to clip it in. It's been cleared away. Trying to keep that pressure on. We know how quickly things can change in football, but also how quickly things can happen from the start of the game. England in an attacking area, seconds later, Germany through on goal, and Bright getting that yellow card. Of course, we know about the double jeopardy, triple jeopardy rule in football. If you do make a challenge like that in the penalty area, yellow card is usually deemed enough because of the penalty.
It's like England now trying to find some sort of rhythm. You know, you're looking at the likes of Kira Walsh to try and get on the ball and settle this team down.
It's a bit much for Carter because the header was short from Bright. So, Vin. For Germany, you come to Wembley expecting tough opposition, of course, but to have a start like that, a great platform for the visitors.
I certainly wouldn't have expected England to start like that, but this certainly won't be complaining.
It's never be forgotten. Comes to the international side, a pressure on Williamson again, losing the ball again. In the end, winning the free kick, but shaky moments for the England captain.
Yeah, she's got a lot of experience, Leah Williamson, but she's dealing with a lot of physicality tonight, whether it's Hoffman, whether it's Brand down that right-hand side, great little ball. Leah Williamson just struggling. See how Brand is physical, she's tall, but a little bit of nous in the end from Williamson.
On a club level, Arsenal seeing their manager, Zadoval, resign in the past couple of weeks. Williamson even unsure of her Arsenal place at the moment. Ruskin. Gwyn.
Certainly quite Wembley down, hasn't it? That early goal.
It's loose from Berger. They couldn't take advantage. Bull and Brand are very dynamic, pacey, wide forwards. Self-scored at Wembley when England finished Germany 5 years ago now. But these playing it through, Russo couldn't quite get there. Will be a corner. That was an opportunity for England.
Yeah, Berger just trying to make things interesting in goal for Germany. She's found herself number one after being patient for many, many years after the Olympics. It's heroics at the Olympics, but just giving England a sniff there.
Mela Frooms, who was the number one, actually retired this summer after losing her place to Berger.
took her goalkeeper gloves home.
Hemp to take this England corner. England behind. Hemp to clip it in there. Able to get away to the edge of the box. And it will be a free kick to Germany in the end. The referee, Marta Huerta de Azar. When you get an early goal in a fixture like this, and of course Sarina Wiegman talked about before this match, this being part of the preparation, the start of the preparation for the European Championship against an opposition, they know that if they are going to defend their title, they may more than likely have to face Germany along the way. That's usually the case.
Absolutely, I think the next two international breaks, this one included, there's some interesting choices, hard, tough opposition, different types of opposition, but that's exactly what England will need. And now that goal changes the game state, so how do England approach it now? I think they just need a little bit of measured possession just to try to get the confidence back and the rhythm going in this game.
Might do it through Russo here. Challenge from Minga, but here come England with bronze. Bronze is having to get that ball back from Mead. Stanway. This is a very experienced England side, it has to be said. I know that will be disappointed to concede in that manner. In this sort of position before. Bronze trying to prod it forward. Williamson to him. Shining light this season for Manchester City. Walsh. That's a clever ball through to Toon. And it'll break for Toon again. And the back heel to create something here for Russo. It's a fantastic finish. The flag is up. So England will hope that the assistant is wrong.
Yeah, it's a good little move. Ella Toon making that run beyond. You can see Kira Walsh, she sees the run. I think she probably is just offside there. I think the assistant got that right, but then it's just the interchange between them. Clever little back heel, but that, whether this stands or not for Russo, that's important. The fact that she's put the ball in the back of the net and she's struggled for form and goals at Arsenal, but you can never question what she does for England in terms of scoring.
And there's the confirmation. It won't stand. It's a good move from England in the end. A reminder that even though they are behind, they certainly have the tools to turn this around. Germany have the tools to increase their advantage, and England are pretty stretched here. Look at the space for Gwyn. And Gwyn with a shot, and with a fabulous finish. What a start for Germany at Wembley. And it's Gwyn at the double in the first 11 minutes.
Wow. There was so much space down this right-hand side. England had just shifted their shape to their right. It just left Gwyn in loads and loads of space. And England are pressing, you can see the numbers forward, but Germany get out of that press really easily. Look at Gwyn there. She's getting herself in that space. Carter had been dragged across because of the run from Brandt. I have to say that's a good finish, but from an England point of view, defensively, I mean, they've struggled with clean sheets, haven't they? I think since the post-World Cup, they've struggled with clean sheets, England, but that is some finish, but it's a problem for England, not for him.
Christian Fuchs, what a start in his first match in charge of this team. And a reminder, if you needed reminding, that Germany are a formidable football nation in the women's game, but Russo, England really need a response straight back. Russo off the post. Is it going to be one of those games for the Lionesses?
Yeah, but look at that. Look at Russo. Another goal was disallowed, but just the confidence in that run, just to keep going. So unlucky and nestling in the back of the net.
Decent strike to the ball for Russo, but nothing to show for it. Vin gives it away to him. And all of a sudden, numbers, but the free kick given didn't seem to be too much in there. Although it doesn't really argue the point.
Yeah, it's bad concession of 2 goals for England, but as soon as it gets to the other end of the pitch, you can see how threatening England are. That's a concern for Germany, though.
Definitely. She suffered an ACL in the recent past. Julia Gavin missed the World Cup. Here's the challenge, and the fact that she's still down is not good for Germany. And this was the chance for Russo.
Yeah, just the confidence to take it, and it is a terrific strike of the ball, and just unlucky for her, but she looks like she's up for it, Russo, and that is pleasing, and it's certainly something that England will need.
Well, Gavin getting back to her feet here after what a fabulous start for a player who's only 25 but over 50 caps for Germany. And in that time, that's her 13th or 14th goal she scored tonight for a player who's played both full-back positions and can play in midfield as well. Such an important player for this side, as we've seen already.
Yeah, from an England point of view, that I think an understatement to say that it doesn't look balanced. They don't particularly look comfortable, and there's such competition. You look who's on the bench. Alex Greenwood, who's probably the best centre-back in the WSL at the moment in terms of performance and form, and they're always breathing down the net, whether you're England captain, whether you're a stalwart in defence, that you've got players on the bench that want the shirt.
Well, one thing to say, Germany have been prepared to pass that ball out from the back, and that's where England have had some joy. Awesome. Experienced member of the Germany backline. Just ways to injury and retirement as well. Higgering, one of those to retire after the Olympic Games. In a sense, it's a very good start to the Bundesliga. Competition that Georgia Stanway plays in and impresses for Bayern Munich, and her Bayern Munich teammate Julia Gavin is having the better of things at the moment.
I think there's been some banter between them, but Georgia Stanway to try and put her mark on this game, because it's sort of past the midfield by so far. The defence don't look balanced. Luckily in attack, England look something like. Germany will struggle defensively because of the injuries they've got. They've got two centre-backs and two centre midfielders that haven't played together, I think, at this level for Germany.
In the past, we saw this scoreline between England and Germany. We wouldn't be too surprised at this point in the game. They were that dominant a force. But in recent times, this very much goes down as a surprise.
Yeah, listen, look, at my career, Germany were annoying. So annoying. They'd win even though Euros, even when they weren't playing well.
Gvin is in again. They're getting joy down that side, Germany, that's for sure. It breaks to her. Have an assist here, lays it back, Hoffman's offside. And you look at the way, the shape of the German side, with Bull on one side, Brand on the other, Gavin raiding forward. You can see why Hoffman is a player that they want in this team.
Absolutely. You've got wide players who want to run beyond, you've got full-backs who want to join in as well, and you've got a player in the middle who you just want to work between the posts, just try and feed that ball in. Crosses are strong, and the way that Vuk wants to play, and that's what he did with his under-17s, winning the Euros and World Cup. That's sort of the way that he would like to play, and you can sort of see that.
In charge of the boys at youth level, now taking charge of the senior, or the Germany senior team. Here's Bronze. It was momentarily quite high. Must be part of England's response, really, to force Gvin back. Williamson. Been able to use Walsh too much so far. Russo doesn't mind these sort of positions. Taking on Minger. Nina Minger, who's playing centre-half for Germany today, was usually seen in midfield but has been playing at centre-back in recent games for her club Wolfsburg. So far, you'd think Russo would try and put herself against that centre-back. Muskin marking Russo at the moment in this throw-in for England. They have had their moments, even though they're 2-0 down. A lot has happened in the opening 17 minutes. Here's Carter. Hemp. And Walsh, he marshalled. The first port of call, you think, for any opposition is trying to keep Kira Walsh quiet. Many teams have managed to do it.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a good player, Kira Walsh, but I think teams have cottoned on to how England go through her, and you know, if you mark her quite closely, it's difficult for her. She'll still try and get on the ball and she'll still get some success, but I think it's for England, it's about evolving past just funneling through Kira Walsh.
Well, England have been 2-0 down at Wembley in recent times to the Netherlands in the Nations League, and they turned it around. They've got loads of time to turn this one around. The ball, another of the Bayern Munich contingent, but losing out, and England have a chance here, and we thought it might just creep in the right side of the post. Another opportunity for Russo, but England have had their chances, believe it or not.
I'll tell you what, it's been an exciting game, and it's simply because the defending has left a lot to be desired from both teams. I think that hit Dawson as it came from Russo's head. A good cross from Mead. Could have ended up in the back of her own net, but a little bit of luck in front of their own goal, Germany.
Well, it may be 2-0 to Germany, but the way this game is going, I think that's going to be the final score. Without cursing things. Mead to take this corner for England. It's not a bad ball at all. Bright attacking it. Wrong side of the post. Well, Millie Bright scored in the win over Germany, which is only England's second ever win over Germany in the Arnold Clark Cup, and that preceded the European Championship final.
Yeah, certainly got the firepower from set pieces. Millie Bright being one of the just got in each other's way there. Williamson.
It might be in again here if Hen can fiend Russo. Couldn't get round at that time. You touched on it, Lucy, that traditionally Germany have been a strong side, an organised side, power up front as well. Doesn't look like much has changed, except maybe the organisation at the back. You see. One with a challenge. Muskin gives it away, picked up by Williamson. 2. Can't quite win that back. Muskin with the foot in. And Bright taking on Germany players, but then losing it to Nuskin again is like a magnet to the ball in the last minute. There's Carter, trying to feed it forward to him.
Yeah, there's good legs and energy in midfield for Germany, and so England are getting a little bit swamped in that central area.
Well, a shock to the England system, no doubt about it, but that was the case when they played the Netherlands in that match at Wembley almost a year ago. Showed great resolve to turn that one around. What to do again in this friendly. Hampton, who we know is comfortable with the ball at her feet, is an option for England if they are going to build up, but they just can't get that ball into midfield.
Yeah, we see how Williamson there, she was left-footed, she'd naturally let it run across her body and play, and it opens out. That's why the balance of left-footers are important in defence.
Lost by Mead, and Germany ready to pounce. Stallman moving it wide to ball. Hoffman in the middle, corner. Mead had given the ball away initially as England tried to build out. You can see what Mead was trying to do, but it didn't quite pay off. He'll be delighted so far.
Absolutely, I think in his wildest dreams he would have thought that this would be his start at Wembley. That I think he'll still be looking at his team and knowing that there are some issues. A lot of the time is because of injury to key players, but it's a new Germany and it's up to him to evolve it.
Germany that beat Spain to the bronze medal at the Olympic Games is ready to go with this corner. Linda in there as well. In goes the corner. England do get it away through Russo, who may get their first, not quite. Not pulling out of that challenge was Sens. Again an example. The Germany side that will not be dominated physically.
I think Germany paid a lot of attention to youth in sort of like the last 10 years to develop youth, as England have done, and the players coming through have the same sort of intensity and athletic, and they certainly are working at a high intensity tonight.
So many German players talk about when they were kids playing with boys as well. Actually, funnily enough, we look at this current Germany side, and we say by their high standards they're not at it as such. But if winning an Olympic bronze is not at it...
Yeah, I actually did a few of the games in the Olympics, and good performance against Spain. Germany much better. I think it was a little bit embarrassing for them in the World Cup. The first group game they were magnificent, and then they just faltered. And then you've got Pop retiring, who has been the queen of German women's football for a number of years. So it's up to the rest to step up.
Pop does still have one more game to play. Shows not for it to be this one. It's probably the curse of missing out on the European Championship final for injury after scoring the joint most amount of goals in that competition, but losing out to that award through the fact that Beth Mead had more assists. Which always seems a bit cruel. Two. They can't get their passing going.
Yeah, there's a better energy to Germany's press. When they decide to play out, then they just push right up against the back four and Kira Walsh and outnumber them, basically. It's been difficult for England to play out.
Long run. Serena Wiegman, undefeated run. Ended by Australia. But in more recent times, losses have become more frequent for England, relatively.
It's about evolving. It's difficult. I mean,
all slip for Hampton, who recovered just in time. I think, Lucy, you can finish your point.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting watch, but mostly because it's certainly not defences on top, is it? Makes it exciting for the neutral, but I suggest both managers are a little bit concerned, particularly Serena Wiegman.
Here's Bull, whose passing's been pretty good so far. And Linda digs out the cross. Now Hoffman just evades that, but it was allowed to come in simply enough. And Carter steps past one. Russo, but Hemp wasn't quite on the same wavelength. Seems England's only option at the moment to counter like that. Gavin, cover from Stanway. England looking like a reactive team at the moment.
Just look how Germany are set up now. They're just waiting for that. They're allowing England just to play that shorter ball, and then they go for it. So it just forces Hampton to go longer. Good movement from Lucy Bronze.
Bronze trying to charge forward here. It's back from Mead. Bronze, Russo, but it's just not quite linking up for England at the moment. Chances have come really from Germany giving the ball away. Brand. Forward, it would be so dangerous. Hoffman holding that ball up nicely. Hoffman will get it wide to Dalman. Brand clipping it in. See what she was trying to do.
Yeah, she covers the ground really well. I mean, it's not an excuse for the pitch does look a little bit sticky, I have to say, for both teams. You've been so many short balls played like that. Hampton just a little slip, but he doesn't suffer for it.
Well, there was a great debate about Hannah Hampton being the number one for England, but no real doubt about it at the moment, considering she is the undoubted number one for Chelsea, who are flying high in the WSL again, and for Mary Earps, who moved to PSG, but hasn't been PSG's number one this season.
Yeah, I mean, Serena Wiegman is loyal. We know that. We see the team that she's picked tonight, but she isn't afraid of making ruthless decisions. You've seen that with the goalkeeper. You've seen that with Steph Houghton in the last few years. She's not afraid of doing that.
Absolutely. In this particular game, there's be an honesty about Serena Wiegman's team talk at half-time if things continue like this to the break. Stanway stretching. The bounce here for Dorsun is awkward. She gives it to Hemp and Russo. Winger has probably been the best player in that Germany defence so far.
Yeah, but you can get at them. You can get out that back four, as England have found, but it's just about that being sustained.
Hemp down the line. Good movement from Toon. Got another chance here, Dorsoon, though. Defended that very well indeed. And Gvin, they're prepared to pass it out. Now Brown will cover the ground quickly. Hoffman, Luskin shielded the ball nicely. Hoffman. And all of a sudden, Germany may be in again. Now Ball has got the pace on Bronze. The ball will go south. It's quite the break. It's quite the scoreline at Wembley.
Wow. I mean, they've got such strong runners in their team, Germany, but it is far too easy to get through that England defence. It just needed a couple of passes, and they've just found it so difficult to defend against England, being all over the place at times. But look where they start, Germany. And England are just not combative enough. You know, they're not winning the duels. It's too easy to run through. Strong runners, it's a good ball right into space. Lucy Bronze is on the back foot, and then all of a sudden, well, they end up outnumbered. But what about that finish? Hannah Hampton will look at that again. It was a lot of power. Booley's a good striker of the ball, but wow, if she get a touch on it, that's got to stay out.
For Clara Ball, scoring at Wembley again. And as it stands, well, it's beyond his wildest dreams at this stage in the game in half an hour. Of course, they would have come here aiming to win, but to have this scoreline after less than half an hour. And Wembley shocked. Well, Ball has had a fantastic start.
Absolutely. I mean, you do youth friendlies prior to major competitions so that you can see things, and I think there's a lot of things glaring for Serena Wiegman to see, so I think that's the only positive that you can take.
Ball scored. Winner in the 90th minute against England at Wembley in 2019. Match which was the biggest attendance actually for a friendly in England. It was heartbreak for England on that particular occasion, but this is quite the situation. You're clutching for positives from the start of the game. The positive you can say is there's a lot of time to play, but Germany will think that as well. The way they worked their way up the pitch. Stanway will also reach that.
Well, they look fitter, they look like they've got more legs, Germany, in central and forward areas, and they're pressing well. The only thing they're not doing right is defending, and England haven't taken advantage of that yet. A lot for Serena Wiegman to think about.
I mentioned the Netherlands game, but they weren't 3-0 down in that one. It's just a decent touch from Russo towards 2. And the ball against Gvin. Gets the cross in as well. England, there's appeals in there for handball. Toon is convinced.
A lot of players were convinced about that. It did touch her hand, Vin's hand. She's quite close. But I mean, I always think that about the handball law. Where on earth is she supposed to put her hands there? But I've seen those given.
Yeah, Gvin had a little look towards the referee there. Has it gone as the moment passed? Am I safe? Still a delay, and there is a check. As we thought they would be in this particular situation. Now this is again a case of interpretation of handball, because the referee is going to have a look at the monitor, and I would suggest that England are going to get a penalty here.
Yeah, I mean, you would argue that the whole handball law in terms of, you know, the criteria, but I've seen those given plenty of time. She's only watched it once, so she's obviously going to give a penalty.
No doubts in the referee's mind, and maybe a route back into the game for England. And Julia Gvin has had quite the first half. 2 goals for her, but she's conceded a penalty. And there is a bit of misfortune from a Germany point of view, because what can you do with your arms? Well, you can't do that according to officials.
You can't keep them by your side. I don't know, it just needs looking at. That's all I'll say. No handball law.
But from an England point of view, it's their regular penalty taker, Georgia Stanway. Really needs to put this one away against Catherine Berger. who knows how to keep the ball out of the net, but not this time. And England have one back. They need more, but it's something.
Yeah, I think that was important that they responded. England quickly, 3-0 down's an absolute shocker when you're at the home of football in this country. But that's a good penalty from Stanway. Enough pace on it to get past Berger. I mean, probably a cheap penalty, but I think it's important now that England just keep that pressure on. They have to show a response.
The 20th England goal for Georgia Stanway. More often than not, dependable from the spot. But he did touch on the fact that even though Germany have had so many good moments, England have had their moments. From Germany looking a little shaky at the back at times. That looked like a high foot maybe from Dawson. But instead, Germany able to sweep forward again. Dalman.
It'll be interesting to see whether Sarina Wiegman changes anything. I mean, we saw a change to a back three in the World Cup out of necessity, but you sort of tend to see who they've got available, whether they'll be more comfortable in that shape and a little bit more balance with the left footer in there, like Greenwood.
Carter. When you talk about Greenwood coming on, are you saying for Williamson?
Well, whether I don't know, to be honest, whether she plays a back three with Williamson and Bright, puts less pressure on Williamson because we know how good a passer she is as well as Greenwood. But something needs to change.
Well, even felt that should have been a free kick, but instead won by Sens, and now Dalman, who's picked up some good positions, and ball has been very dangerous indeed, and might go herself again, and maybe a little too greedy on that occasion. And now Hemp, has she got the pace to get there? Look at Dawson trying to get across, but they're not many quicker than Hemp. Now Russo. Dawson was desperate to get there first. Not quite. Here's Walsh. Russo. Toon made a decent run, but let's open things up here. Mees, and this could be 3-2. It is! And a Stanway again. What a first half! And look at Sarina Wiegman. She thinks they can equalise before half-time.
I'll tell you what, Seb, about 4 goals ago you said that's not the last goal of the night, and you were particularly right, simply because of the defending. But you have to say, Alessia Russo, she's just taken that by the scruff of the neck. Germany just sucked in, allowing Beth Mead, but that is unselfish from Mead, and it's a great finish from Stanway. Right in front of the goal, just lifts it over Berger, and that's more like it.
Well, if you wanted goals on a Friday night, you've got plenty already. 5 before half-time, and there's still at least 10 minutes of the half to go. And from an England point of view, things are looking better now. I think Cook's not happy here. I don't know if it was about the offside or in the build-up to the goal.
But who needs defenders? You don't need them, do you? Just need goals. Wow.
Analyse this. And I think not that long ago, he couldn't believe the situation his side were in. But all of a sudden, things have changed. International management's never easy. Williamson. So put a spring in England's step. They haven't played that well. But could be seen as a positive because we know they can play a lot better, and they're very much back in this game. Hemp and Wembley urging Lauren Hemp on. Walsh. Well, this would be quite extraordinary, and the goal was there. It was missed by Berger, and England are convinced it should be a corner.
Yeah, she got a touch there. I actually thought she made a good decision, Berger, to just come and just take it over the top. And we haven't seen Kira Walsh on the ball enough. She get a little touch. I don't know whether she just got tips of her fingers to that. I think certainly Beth Mead thought so. Definitely.
I think Catherine Berger knew that as well. She had a right smile, didn't want to make eye contact with the officials. Gwyn losing it to Hemp. And that ball is on to Mead again. Germany committed the numbers forward again, and they look so open, and Russo won't quite get there. Well, what has happened to Germany in the last 10 minutes, or was it always there in this first half?
I'll tell you what, the momentum has just moved from one team to another. Spent a lot of time with Germany, and now England get that penalty, and all of a sudden it's with them. But let's just say the game's open.
You could say that. You're only just joining this one, I'm sorry. Germany were 3-0 up. Right now, a brave person who would try to predict how this one would unfold. From here, here's Dawson. Even in the next minute. Dawson, that is loose to say the least. What a chance for Toon! And she's missed it. Well, what an opportunity to make a quite incredible first half comeback.
What's Dawson doing? I mean, she's defended probably the best of them, but what on earth is she doing there? What's that? And Toon has got a couple of touches to think about it. Berger didn't give her that much room, trying to curl it in that corner.
Lucy, I don't know what to say. I can't imagine Serena Wiegmann, what she would be saying at half-time of this one. We should be winning.
Now, 3-0, I thought perhaps she would make a few changes at half-time, and it'd be interested to see what she does if it's 3-2 or whether England will score again.
Well, I'd accuse any other nation coming to Wembley to face this England being 3-0 up and maybe having imposter syndrome, but not Germany. But all of a sudden, they're struggling to put their passes together, and England are finding chance after chance.
Well, for a lot of this game, it's looked like Germany versus England from years gone by, where Germany just run all over the top of England. They've responded with a little bit of help from the German defending, but take what you give them.
They're away. Ball has probably looked the most calm of the German players. Dahlmann, likewise, trying to feed that through, and ball will get there. That's important for Williamson, but the danger's not cleared. Numbers everywhere here, Hampton claims. A bit moment of redemption perhaps for Williamson.
They do look like they're going to score, Germany, every time they sort of enter just because of the strong runners that they've got, whether it's Brand this side, Rule on the left-hand side. Dahlmann's a clever little player as well. I don't think there'll be much for them to talk about at half-time.
No. I was going to say, wasn't it a penalty? But there were two of those for starters. Brand. There's Williamson. At half-time, we nearly, it's incredible, this first half, fascinating at the very least. Pick the bones out of this first half.
I just think that England haven't had their influential players on the ball enough, and I'm looking at Lauren Hemp, Kira Walsh, Russo's got involved a lot, which is brilliant.
But they're in again, and it's Bull again. Ball looking for her second. The block came in from Bright. It's almost hopeful defending from England there. They were just going backwards. Brand. And Brand taking on Bronze. So Bronze defending it well in the end.
Actually, well, Bronze. I think it was her that had just caught central to start with. Just prior to that chance. It's far too easy. A couple of touches, and all of a sudden, I think 3 passes and right on top of England's goal, and it's just Bronze's recovery here just ensures that the score stays as it is.
So what would England choose to do here? They have this sort of split system like this to maybe make the opposition second guess, and the ball is fed in towards Walsh. sense. Been an industrious midfield from Germany so far.
Something for England to solve, how to play out from the back if Keira Walsh is closely marked, because they commit bodies to the press. Germany.
Both sides have given the ball away, and when they have, they've looked exposed at the back. And let's just say, I think it's the way a lot of people like watching games when they're open. Not if you support one of these sides necessarily. It can be a nervous watch, to say the least. Now Berger. It's a decent ball to Daumann. He's cushioned the ball nicely, and almost Nuskin able to release Hoffman.
Yeah, the England line's been quite high at times, and there's been no real pressure on the ball, so that through ball from a central area, sort of diagonal, has been on. I think they've got through 2 or 3 times now, Germany.
Williamson, those 2 goals for Stanway make this situation a lot more palatable. There is time in this first half, not much of it, but maybe just maybe. Did have the delay for VAR checks. But even so, I'd love to see the board come up here. Just see how much time is added on. Of course, we've had 5 goals, don't forget that, and time is added on for goals. So maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Russo to roll Dawson. Lively as ever. Walsh. A little clip ball is certainly on. Almost reached Lucy Bronze at the back post. Meads putting it on his way as well. It will be a corner.
Yeah, it's a good run from Lucy Bronze, because you never really know whether the ball's going to come through, so just anticipate that it is going to. Change from the set piece now for England.
Well, 5 minutes more to play. I'm not complaining. And a goal for Williamson or Bright would really cap off this half. So Hemp with the England corner. Williamson goes up, but Berger takes that very well. And if she looks to launch this, might be a break on here for Germany. Dawson, this is the centre half, remember, charging forward. Brand, the switch is on. Brand carrying the ball with ease. And all of Germany being again here. It's read by Mead, but she hasn't held on to it. Nuskin moving it on. And they're so open. Linda with a shot at the near post. And Hampton puts it behind, and in a blink of an eye, it's a corner for Germany this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key takeout from this first half is how strong runners Germany, and how easy it's been for them to pass through, to run through England in all areas of the pitch.
Ball is going to take this corner. Ball's delivery towards that near post is a dangerous one. And then cleared it fast Daumann. Tried the little cushion pass. Toon will put the pressure on here. Slightly outnumbered Toon. Couldn't hold on to it. There was a break on there for England perhaps. Hoffman. Support is coming for Hoffman. By Williamson. Dawson, this is what Russo does so well. Puts the pressure on defenders. Toon. Mead couldn't get the pass back. Lucy, I won't ask you to analyse this first half. I'm not sure you know where to begin. It's entertaining, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see Sarina Wiegman's reaction, if there is, in terms of any personnel or any sort of changes, because you have seen a reaction from the players. There's been some poor performances and poor passes, but they still look dangerous because of the way Germany are defending.
A couple minutes to play. We'll see 5 more goals. Finn will be a Germany throw-in. Actually, in a strange way, the moment Julia Kvinn wasn't able to get forward as much for Germany. It's the moment England were getting back into the game. And that's been maybe the defining tussle in this first half. Kvinn. Muskin to Stanway, and a challenge for a place had an excellent first half. Sends. Oh, that was quite the attempt of the crossbar. Well, Dalman with the effort, and England almost 4-2 down.
I tell you what, Dalman's been very, very good in this half. Has a look up, knows that Hampton's off a line, and it's a real stretch there for Hannah Hampton. Stop herself from being embarrassed with a lob. Did well in the end, the England goalkeeper.
Well, that midfield three for Germany have had very good first halves, you have to say. Bull to take this corner kick. Germany looking for a fourth before the break. Who would ever thought they would hear that in this day and age with this England team? 2015 World Cup, when England beat Germany in the third place match. It was the first time England had ever beaten Germany. They've had two more wins since then. Cup and European Championship final. Green with the ball in, England stretching, haven't managed to clear it. Mead with that pass does get a chance to clear it in the end. Maybe England need half time all of a sudden. Ringer, Dawson. Right, and Karen Carney. Laura Woods in the studio at half-time. I want to have a watch of that. Just trying to think where they're going to begin analysing this first half. It starts in the 3rd minute. Half-time. Well, all I can say right now is the fact that Germany were 3-0 up in this game. 2 goals for Julia Kvinn and Clara Bull with the third had them in charge in the match, but England with 2 goals from Georgia Stanway, 1 from the spot, have meant we've seen 5 goals at Wembley in the first half. England 2, Germany 3 at half-time. England back at Wembley and back against Germany. It's 1-0 Germany in no time at all. And then with a fabulous finish. What a start for Germany. And England have one back. Means, and this could be 3-2.
Nice that we had that break, because everyone needed to really just catch their breath, didn't they? 5 goals at Wembley in the first half. Wow. And it started off so quickly in as well. 4 minutes in, and Germany were off to a flying start.
Yeah, we were, with our unorganised, aggressive press. You know, the Germany, when you look at our midfield, it doesn't seem like we've got the legs to be in and around them. But this, so I should say, with what I was talking about with Leah Williamson's form at the moment, and that is kind of sums up how she's been playing this season. Sorry, I thought we was going into the second goal, but that's how she's been playing, and this is obviously Millie, you know, catching her. It's poor all-round play, and, you know what I mean, Germany can't believe their luck to get that at the start of the game. It's an unbelievable opportunity for them. Good penalty. Really good penalty.
This one, the second goal, it didn't take very long for Germany to get there, to make it 2-0, Kaz, and that kind of disorganisation continued from England.
Yeah, look, it's from their own goal kick, and we get the press completely wrong, and they find their spare player here, and all of a sudden we're trying to consolidate. The recovery runs are sloppy, we're trying to push and squeeze over that one side of the pitch, and Gwyn on the ball now was calling for it. It was time and space, and she shouldn't be scoring from there. In big moments, you need your goalkeeper to step up, and didn't dig us out of a hole. But you see here now, our back line all consolidating, squeezing over. That's unacceptable for a back line to be that close together on that side of the pitch. And Gwyn only has to be given the ball, and she's completely free. And this is what I'm talking about now. Hannah Hampton, you're in goal. Your team is messed up. Can you pull out a massive save for us? Can you keep us at 1-0? It's a great touch. We know they're very good from the wide areas, and England's defending is probably the worst I've ever seen. I think it's the worst I've seen from a back line.
I'm very surprised with Jess Carter coming across there so timidly. She's really got to get across and make some form of challenge there.
This next goal, this was for 3-0. So they got 3 goals in 29 minutes, this time down England's right-hand side.
Well, again, you know, it's very easy to play through us. It's so easy. No one's tight enough. No one's close. And once we get into this situation here, Lucy Bronze is in no man's land here. You know, so what happens is that ball goes through, and then, you know, she gets the chance, bam. There's power that's beating her there. You can't really blame Anna in respect. It's gone through the legs, there's power that's beating her, and, you know, it's 3-0. And the way we played up to that point, you know, we're lucky it was only 3.
Then the tide sort of turned because England found a way to get back into this, Karen, and actually got 2 goals in about 5 minutes. And actually, Georgia Stanway, the penalty decision for Georgia Stanway's goal, we'll show you that, because in the studio here we were like, oh, well, it's a bit unfair, is it? I don't know, it's the handball rule. What did you think?
I don't care what anyone says with this handball. It's got to change. That's a pathetic penalty to give people.
But it did get England back into it, though, didn't it? Georgia Stanway obviously converting that one, and then this one, a proper goal, making it 3-2.
It's actually a really good team.
Very good
our attacking players, when they get into the right areas, they don't fear for us, and we're back in this game. But it's our defensive display tonight. Every time we haven't had the ball, we look so vulnerable. But some way, we're back in this game right here.
But the thing is, when you look at the amount of space that Beth Mead's got, that Lauren Hemp can get, this is perfect for us if we can get on the ball. But the press has not been organised. We've seen it a little bit later. They've organised it a little bit, but it's not organised enough, and this is a perfect opportunity to get Beth Mead and Lauren Hemp going.
OK, guys, well, look, we've got another 45 minutes of this to look forward to. Who knows what can change? There was actually this opportunity just before the break, a Hannah Hampton save, a fingertip save, hitting it onto the crossbar. That was from Dolman trying to lob her. Could have been 4-2, but at the moment, just 3-2. Second arm coming up soon.
Start of the FA Cup.
There's a great sense of anticipation.
They have done it! Oh, so absolutely breathtaking. It's a brilliant goal.
The dreamers can keep dreaming.
He's right! Oh no! A comeback of monumental proportions. The FA Cup is in Manchester United's hands again.
Well, the FA Cup first round returns a week on Sunday. We can't wait for it. Sutton United host Tom Brady's Birmingham City Cats at 7:45. That was on ITV. Then following on, Hollywood's Wrexham. They travel to Harrogate Town at 3:20 p.m. That one on ITVX. And on Monday, the 4th of November, Cheshire United take on Lincoln City. We are on air at 6:30 on ITV4 for that one. OK, quick update. England and Germany obviously have already qualified for the Euros next summer, but tonight's the first leg of the first round playoffs, and here are the scores. These are full-time scores for you. So Slovakia with a win over Wales there. Republic of Ireland, huge win over Georgia away from home, 6-0. Scotland as well, they beat Hungary 1-0, and then a draw Croatia against Northern Ireland. We'll show you all of those goals after our match here at Wembley, just in case you haven't had enough goals already. Now, Germany have made a couple of changes at half-time, which our commentary team are going to take you through. Jess Park for England, though, has come on for Ella Toone. Are you too surprised? Did you think that there might be more changes, Rosie?
Well, I think that midfield area, I don't think you're going to see Georgia Stanway or Kira Walsh get taken off, so it's a bit gutted for Ella Toone, but it's great to see Jess Park get a game. I think she's started the season well. She's got some more legs about her. Maybe she can get around the pitch a little bit better and create something. But I'm pleased to see at least some kind of change.
I agree with you, right. We needed some energy in midfield. We're getting ran past at time. I just want us to defend better. I really do. I want us to win our individual battles a little bit more and protect certainly our back line. It looked a little bit vulnerable tonight. But going forward, I'm excited because I think we can still get back in the game despite what I've just said about defensive issues.
Absolutely. It's 3-2. So the second half is about to be kicking off just a second's time. Seb Hutchinson, Lucy Warder here to guide you through it.
Or tried to. After that first half, we saw with 5 goals, 2 penalties involved as well. A chance after chance for both sides. And Germany making a couple of changes at half-time. We've just been noted, of course, of the England one as the second half gets underway with Jess Park on in the midfield for Ella Toone. And the 2 Germany substitutions. Sarah Linder, the fullback's gone off, and Felicitas Rauch has come on in her place, and an interesting one up front to the fact that Hoffman's gone off, and Selina Churchy has come on, who's probably more of a goal threat than Hoffman. Hoffenheim forward.
Yeah, I think that Christian Brook is obviously looking at certain situations and positions on the pitch.
But here's him. England looking to make a flying start to the second half after Germany made a flying start to the first round, already called upon. Experienced member of this Germany side, former Wolfsburg player, but plays in the US. Carolina Courage. One of the few Germany players not to play in Germany, and that's another thing to note. Most of this Germany squad do play their football in Germany. Very heavily weighted towards Bayern Munich, Wolfsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt in this squad and in this starting lineup. Katrin Berger plays in the US. The Germany goalkeeper again plays in the United States in the same club as Jess Carter. Two former Chelsea teammates. Two players soon to be married. Engaged, announced their engagement in May. Here's Dalma.
One thing that England need to improve on is when they lose possession, the structure is poor. You know, they're not getting close to Germany. They're not winning individual duels. That's even before we even get to the back four. Germany's been excellent at raiding. You know, they win the ball and they get on the pitch. They're strong runners. They move the ball quickly. They get bodies up the pitch.
Here's Stanway. Bronze. Carter. Forward. Russo, brilliant ball to Mead. And Mead hooking it back into that penalty area. Hemp. Taking point of view, Hemp and Russo have impressed in this match. The pullback was excellent. Stanway, who's on a hat-trick. Don't forget that. Warwick Gwyn for Germany. Carter's shot, would it break to Bronze? She didn't get there first, and now Brand, a bit too casual, does still have the ball. That is Brand's style. She hadn't exploded to action, but Carter defended that well. It'll be a free kick to England.
She's tall, isn't she, Brand? Galloping run. She's quick though.
A free kick. Churchy leading the line. To cause Millie Bright a few problems. So two Germany strikers tonight battling to be that number one forward. Since of Schürrle, who had to pull out of the squad injured, and soon to be retired. Pop. There's Dawson. Gwyn. Gives it straight to Hemp. You don't really want to be doing that if you're Germany. And Hemp saw that Berger was momentarily off her line. If anything, it might have distracted Lauren Hemp there. Then Berger with a clearance and does find a teammate in Daumann. And then Hampton quick off her line.
That's better reaction to losing the ball there from England. Again, that first pass is too easy. It's vertical from Germany. They just take out about 3 or 4 England players.
Walsh. Bronze. Tried to feed that forward, but how many times have both sides given the ball away in this game? And here's Daumann. Churchy ahead of her. Daumann. Churchy may be offside here. Plays the pass across. This flag stayed down and England haven't cleared it. And surely Germany are going to add another here. The flag does go up. And I think Brand knew it. She was looking along the line when Churchy made the break.
Yeah, but it's still not convincing in terms of defending. Now, yes, that was probably offside. Yes, it was, but I just think what happened subsequently is still not good. It's not thorough. You know, England really struggled to clear the lines.
Well, we've seen from that replay that goal is not going to count. There is confirmed. Mr. Sens was having a word with referee Huerta de Azar. Carter will keep that ball in play. Jess Carter, a new lease of life in the United States with Gotham, New York club. With the aforementioned Berger. Here is Williamson. Park. First chance for the exciting Park to run and feed it through to Russo. And Ming having to do the defensive work again there, but we saw a little glimpse of what Jess Park is all about.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of players on form in the WSL, Jess Park's certainly one of them. Deserves a shot again in the England team. It's a clever little ball, but you're in a good position just to take the ball away from danger. No messing about.
Feels like people have been calling for Jess Park to be in the England picture in the first team for several years now. I know she's still a young player. And goes the corner. She's looking at it as well towards Williamson. Brand away. Dalman. Gwyn. Who's a player who takes a chance. Julia Gwyn. When it comes off, it looks fantastic. When it doesn't, the opposition are in. That's been her story of the match so far.
Yeah, I think during the Germany career, she sort of played that position, but you know, I've seen her playing World Cups and Euros and just coming in, inverting from that right back, just up and down the line at the moment, but she's so effective as an attacking source.
She's the young player of the World Cup in 2019 in France. Germany defeated by Sweden in the quarterfinals of that competition. Herself felt like a massive surprise at the time. They've only not won the last two European Championships after that extraordinary run of titles, a period in which included two World Cups as well. Williamson forward, Williamson across. Comes to Stanway. Couldn't quite get that under control. Dawson forward, now Dalman, who's had some tidy touches in there for Germany, really linked up the play.
She's an experienced player, Dalman. Good seasons in German football, but in the first half she was clever when she got on the ball. A shot to try and chip Anna Hampton as well.
Forward. Stanway. Landing at that time. Interventions. Reed, put in from Walsh. We'll collect that ball again. The Frankfurt players. Significant influence on this current squad. Riskin herself, a former Frankfurt player, before being signed by Chelsea. Berger. Dawson. Churchy did very well. Now moving it wide, and here's Gwyn to help it back in. All left by Bright. It's messy for England, and they still haven't quite cleared it effectively. Ralph. Dalman. Loose pass from her. And that does go England's way in the end. Two nervous moments at the start of this second half.
There's a slight panic when the ball gets in 6-yard box. Germany can sense that. How many players Germany got forward? Look, they attack with 5, always committing those players. Just a little nudge in the back for Lucy Bronze, but just there's been a number of times tonight where they've failed to clear the lines, England.
Walsh. Walsh dropping in between the two centre-halves. Wants to get on the ball a bit more than she was able to do in the first half. And Bright going long. And England do go direct. Russo always tries to make something of it, of course. And Berger is tempting him to cut that out. But neither side has been entirely comfortable passing out from the back. Germany have maybe done it effectively with the relatively low bar.
No, it's been less intensive this second half. Both sides, a lot of energy, especially from Germany in that first half.
They're surely going to make a change, but Kvin digs that cross out. It's too close to Hampton in the end. We understand that change is going to be Alex Greenwood for Leah Williamson.
I think she's been really unlucky not to start for England. Now, whether it's, they're going to spread the starts out amongst the international break, this one and the next one, I don't know. But what I do know is that Alex Greenwood is top quality in terms of her performances. Look, saw Man City, Barcelona in the Champions League the other week, and she was absolutely outstanding.
Absolutely. As we remembered, of course, that long time out that Leah Williamson had through injury. Big loss for England at the last World Cup as well. And Beth Mead, a similar situation.
Not an easy injury to come back from, because you tend to little pulls and niggles that when you're trying to get back to full fitness from an ACL.
See Williamson not quite at the high level she has been. It's for an important figurehead for the England team, though. Here's Bright. Mead. Also coming across. We're approaching the hour mark, and in the second half we'd nearly played 15 minutes. We haven't had a goal yet, which might surprise some.
We've been robbed of entertainment.
It's Williamson. Walsh. Churchy. So far. Look at Brand go, she just glides through the England defence. What a fine run this is. And she'll go herself, and Hampton keeps her out.
Should have scored. She should have scored, Brand. Absolutely, England once again caught on the heels. It's a pass back, but it wasn't anticipated. Really Bright wasn't ready, but she was already at full speed, but she needed to finish this, gets in that situation. Hampton did well.
And when she gets going, Eula Brand, she's difficult to stop. We saw that there, glides across the turf. What about that for reaction? I think it sort of represents a lot of people watching this game. Walsh bringing her across to clear away for Germany.
It's better from Kira Walsh in terms of she needs the runs, because she'll find the player if she's got the space, the ball at her feet.
Losing the ball. And again, England in trouble on the break. Dalman will come across, and Williamson gets it back to Hampton. And then Park put under a lot of pressure. Will do well to get out of this, and she hasn't. And Nuskin, and Germany flowing forward again. And they have spurned some chances in this second half. Ball with the latest. They could have scored at least 3.
Yeah, I mean, England, the architects, that she doesn't need that ball there, Jess Park. Wow, she doesn't need. She's got 2 players around her. She tries to salvage something from it. England are let off the hook with a finish from Wu.
Well, England making this change here with Alex Greenwood coming on, having a conversation with Jess Carter. It'll be debated whether Greenwood would go in the middle or a left back. And off goes Williamson, the captain. And Greenwood on. Williamson off, and the armband has gone to Kira Walsh in that England midfield. Here's Park. So Greenwood does go to centre-back. Plays one of her trademark long passes forward to Hemp. And she's done that before.
Yeah, I think they're the connections, aren't they? Hemp knows when Greenwood gets the ball, she's got the range. And then it can just naturally open up as a left footer. I think that's the most important thing.
Ruskin. Again, here's Ball. The Ball looking for her second, drags it wide. And if there's one thing here for Germany, or I said they should have scored 3, now they should have scored 4. They are finding spaces everywhere.
Yeah, I think their reaction to winning the ball back has been very good. Not quite got the finishes this half.
I say they should have scored 3 or 4. I do mean the second half. They should check it. Well, off comes Nuskin, and I imagine Foot will be looking at this and thinking, well, why don't I bring on technically excellent, creative, attacking midfielder Sarah Debritz to come on. A big player for Germany on the bench for this one, but coming on the Lyon star. Now, Vin is one of those to come off. Here's Sophie Volter. Frankfurt has come on in her place, and Nuskin the other player to come off. Up to 6 substitutions both sides are able to make, and that doesn't include concussion sub. Debritz coming on, has become the Germany captain. Oh, now then, Berger. Comfortable.
She missed the Olympics, didn't she? Debritz, what a player she is. Number 13, just come on, centre midfielder, like you say. Key player in the last few years.
Dalman. Surely Germany going to find another sooner rather than later. The chances are coming thick and fast. Right with a shot. Hampton in the way. England hanging on.
Yeah, there is just no real structure to England when they've got the ball. And I know that sounds silly, but you still got to think about defending. You think about the what-ifs. You know, when you've got the ball, you've got to be ready to defend, and that sort of structure has just not been there for England.
Germany taking the corner, Brand. Challenge from Mead. Breaths from Beth Mead. Breaths for the England supporters watching. With the set piece, it's a decent one. It was flat enough. And we're just about getting the first contact, and that's ambitious from Dawson. But we've seen Greenwood come on. The Manchester City influence. They have had a fine start to the season. One of their stars this season, actually, a 20-year-old centre-back in Naomi Maisel. We talk about that next generation coming through, and Serena Wiegmann said she's had an eye on the City defender, and that's the thing for a lot of the established England stars to remember. She has picked such a consistent side during her tenure.
Because of the way the Nation League is structured, the qualifying groups all tough, and then tough friendlies, it's difficult to bring younger players in. It's quite a lot of the time sink or swim, but Serena Wiegmann needs to see them in these sort of situations.
So currently injured at the moment, otherwise there's a chance she would have been in the squad. Debritz, Germany almost in again. It's relentless.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze, it's a good interception, but when she turned around, it's just too easy. There's absolutely no winning of duels in that central area. It just puts the back line under pressure.
Debridge pulling the strings as well, with the runners like Brand and Bull. Want to take this corner, she's had a fine game. It goes for Bull, Hampton doesn't come, headed away by Bright. Dawson. To Berger. Germany had a shaky end to the first half, but they've established some dominance. I say the word dominance cautiously. Dawson.
They've had the most of the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes. Germany probably deserve a bigger cushion than just the one goal, but as it stands, England have got the chance to try and get themselves back in the game.
Another change. Shortly, Germany's going to be another of the Eintracht Frankfurt contingent. Sophia Kleinherner, the defender. And just a little bit of possession for England wouldn't go amiss. Here's Greenwood. Hemper switched across to the right-hand side. Greenwood, lovely ball through to Meads, but Berger out quickly. It had to be. Saw the danger, spotted it.
Good position in Berger. She knows, she's played in the WSL for enough years to know about that ball from Greenwood.
A change at centre half as Dawson goes off. Had some mixed moments in this game. Experienced defender, but she makes way for her club teammate, defensive partner Sophia Kleinherner, who had a standout match at Wembley in 2019, was the player of the match at Wembley in 2019, the 2-1 win for Germany. And at the moment, they're in position to win it Wembley again, although this will be an England corner. This is the first time England have conceded 3 goals at home since losing 3-0 to Germany at Wembley 10 years ago. So Beth Reid, can she find an England heads on the end of this? Berger with a punch. Awkward bounce for Brand. Maybe caught by Hemp in the end. Ridden that period of pressure from Germany.
There's not really been any sort of rhythm in attacking play for England. They've not really got themselves established any sort of control. So they're always sort of chasing a couple of longer balls there from Greenwood, and that then would mean that Germany perhaps drops and the space happens in front. It's about recognising that.
Impressed by Elisa Sens in that midfield for Germany. 20. The ball now. Germany, 4 players across the front line at the moment, ready to spring another attack on England again. It's really getting them thinking. Of Serena Wiegmann's management in this sort of situation, as she wanted a test, certainly had one tonight to clears it forward. Hemp, who loses out to Brand. Brand up and running again, like a free kick. Referee happy for play to continue, and then there will be a free kick in the end to Germany.
Position for Germany to just put a bit more pressure on. They've got the players, they've got the height.
Ball. The biggest surprise for the second half is that there hasn't been a goal in it. Oh, Hampton spills it. Can England clear this away? Desperate, and there's a challenge gone in, and I think the referee's pointed to the spot. Another penalty for Germany. Also stretching. It's desperate from England to try and get that ball away. Too desperate in the end.
It just looks a calamity. Nobody really looks comfortable, which is so unexpected, really. As Russo just reaching out, wasn't she, to try and clear, missed the ball, got a touch to it, and then, right, so I'm looking at you, Seb, now, and so if I'm German, I think, wow, she caught my player. And if I'm English, I'm saying, oh, actually, she just kicked the bottom of Russo's foot.
Well, Hampton thought it was a free kick to... She think it was a free kick to England. It's still being checked.
Right, that's one of those where she kicked the bottom of Russo's foot and she got a touch on the... Oh, I give up.
Well, hear the boos. The penalty stands. Sarah Debritz on penalty duties now with Vin going off. And she's a cool customer, the German midfielder. And she gets that one past Hampton. And Germany have 4 goals at Wembley. And you can't say they don't deserve 4 goals at Wembley today.
That's not a penalty, but it was well dispatched by Debritz. I don't understand that, Seb. I've seen it in slow motion, and if you get kicked on the bottom of your foot, I'm not sure that it's a... Anyway. It wasn't a handball for England's penalty, so I suppose...
Yeah, that can be said. What we can also say is that Chloe Kelly has come on for Alessia Russo. So Russo had actually had some decent moments for England in the game. Last contribution was seeing that penalty awarded. She's not happy, Alessia Russo, she would imagine. And if you wanted to know, this is the first time England have conceded 4 at home since 1997. When guess who scored 6?
Germany. I'm just having another look at that. So she gets a touch on it there, and then she gets kicked. Yeah, I'm not convinced. But I wasn't convinced about the handball either. Doesn't make it right.
The other thing to say is England had the opportunity to clear that ball before then.
Calamity.
And Hampton spilt the ball.
Yeah. It hasn't been good in terms of any sort of defensive compactness. That the players don't look particularly comfortable. We see them play for the teams and the club teams, and they're obviously excellent players.
England could have scored, well, Germany, I should say, could have scored 4 goals before that in this second half. Had so many chances. And going back to Berger. Pretty active, has had a lot of touches in this second half, the Germany goalkeeper. It's interesting now to see how England are shaping up in that front line. Going through the middle. Walton. Strong fullback, able to get forward. And still defending. Well, we thought when they were 3-0 down and they got themselves back to 3-2 that in many ways it didn't truly reflect the pattern of the game, because Germany looked just the slightly more accomplished side, despite looking frail at the back at times, but don't think you can argue with this scoreline too much. And here's ball. Quick feed from Ball again, couldn't quite get the shot away, and there's Lucy Bronze with no option ahead of her. So she'll carry the ball as she so often does. The link-up play for England is non-existent in this second half.
Definitely a lot for Sarina Wiegman to think about. Chance to make amends on Tuesday in terms of trying things. Will she try things? That everything's geared towards the Euros next summer. No panic, but there are things that you would probably worry about watching tonight.
Carter to take this throw in. Walsh playing it forward. And Brand. He's caught the eye in the second half. Here's Debritz. And it's important for Park. What can England do in this sort of situation? Park again, quickly closed down. England cannot get going in this second half. Germany certainly can get going. Churchy opening things up. Here they come again. Rao send it in, and Bright missed her header. And Bronze. Stanway. To play it forward now, Hemp. Kleinherner. Wasn't sure where the ball was at first. Now Hemp short of support. Having Hemp on the last line will certainly keep Germany alert. Here's Walsh. And the pass through is excellent. And Hemp, England needed to finish it. And she does. But the flag is up. Head in hands for Lauren Hemp. And for England.
Yeah, a great little ball and a good run from Lauren Hemp, and a finish. Now, is she being played on by Rauch? That's the question, but she's still got to finish that. Kira Walsh's through ball, just saw that run. Germany not paying attention as they come out.
It is confirmed, a reminder that England do have the quality out there to hurt Germany. Just haven't been able to do it enough in this second half.
Yeah, they've not got themselves in front of goal in quality positions. England, they're stuttered in possession. But there are glimpses, like you say, Seb, glimpses of the quality that we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years.
Brand. Linked up so well in this second half. Quite that time, but here's Mead. Getting back round again. Some standout performances. Germany players in this game, even though they have looked loose at times, and there's another example. It's actually been England's only real hope in this game has been the looseness. Now, a bit of a worry here for Sens. Even the referee blowing a whistle quite quickly, so she must have seen something bad, and the attention has come out for her.
She's had a good game, Sens. Yeah, that's a painful one.
The referee had a good view of that. Well, Serena Wiegmann said she wanted a test, and she certainly had one tonight, and there are more tests to come for England as well. On Tuesday, they face South Africa, who really impressed at the last World Cup. And then another prestigious friendly at Wembley against the Olympic champions, the multiple-time world champions, the United States, managed by an Englishwoman in a certain Emma Hayes.
Yeah, defensively, they're going to have to be better for both those games, but in particular the USA sort of covered them in the Olympics, and times are devastating.
Sends back on. Germany have had so many chances, yet I still feel England aren't out of this. Here's Hemp. And now the flag's up. And as the referee brought it back though for the free.
Yeah, I think it was poked through from there, wasn't it? And Hemp was beyond the back line. Mead was just caught, wasn't she?
The British have challenges in the end. Mead is okay. It'll be fascinating to hear what Serena Wiegmann tells Katie Shanahan after this game, because she made of what she's seen tonight. So with at least 10 minutes to play, England have a free kick. Hemp to play it in, Bronze stealing in the back post and lost by the goalkeeper, and England are back in it again. It's an error from Berger. And all of a sudden, we're back where we were just before half-time. There's a wry smile for Lucy Bronze. A lucky break for England, but a break all the same.
Yeah, it's been a tale of a lot of mistakes. Berger, it's far too easy. Berger is planning the next move as she catches the ball, doesn't secure it, and it's an easy enough for Lucy Bronze, for her quality anyway. It makes it quite interesting, the rest of the game. But it has been a story of mistakes.
On cap 125 for Lucy Bronze, her 16th England goal. Probably one of her easiest in the end. Now Jess Nass is on of Tottenham. Maya Letizia is on of Manchester United. Now Meada's gone off. Two younger players in the England setup. And Bronze coming off. Now we have to remember, of course, this is a friendly, despite the opposition, despite the venue. So still things for Sarina Wiegman to try out perhaps. Maybe that will be what she'll say after what we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it is a friendly. She didn't really try different things with her opening, starting 11, but she's certainly given some of the youngsters 10 minutes or so. Maybe they'll get more in the next game.
Yes, and in all this chaos, the goals and all the subs, Vivian Enderman has come on. She was actually drafted into the squad when Leah Schürrle went off through injury. Clara Ball has gone off. I think we'll be pleased to see the back of Clara Ball tonight, but they've still got Brad, who's able to drive forward. And Churchy playing it in, and Hampton safe hands that time. Lost by Stanway, lost by England, not for the first time in this game. Goodness me, are Germany going to add another here, Enderman? Now can break forward with Hemp. And Nas is one of the few players who could maybe keep up with Hemp that time, but she didn't want to release Jess Nas. The opportunity was there. As with her second cap tonight for England. FA Cup runner-up last season. Spent a lot of time with the under-23s before this, but is 24 now. She's turned 24 about a month or so ago. Reinhardt. This is awkward for Debritz, who hooks that foot in, very importantly for Germany. Walter. Greenwood. Well, I think the winner out of watching this match may be Spain or France, or one of the other contenders watching these two sides tonight. Letizia by Brand, who's been very difficult to stop in this second half in particular.
Yeah, she's been good. A young player with massive potential, but playing at a high level. She's been a thorn in England's side all night.
We're talking about young players. I mean, Ula Brand feels like she's been around for ages, but only 22. I said for Ball really is 23. She's been around for so long as well. Enderman has already caught the eye, and that's a lovely ball in. And England somehow get that ball behind. Churchy was attacking it.
She did well, actually, in terms of a run to get in front and just get in between the centre backs and get something on it, but just didn't get it in the right direction.
The subs have come on. Made the impression for Germany as well. That's what it's also about. Churchy there, almost ending that round and spinning to the rescue.
Spinning round, wasn't it, from that?
with the Germany corner. Are we done for goals? 7 at Wembley tonight. Incredible. Midfielders that Germany have produced over the years. Nina McGall, of course, fine talent for them, scored at Wembley in 2022. They get put under pressure though. That's where England have got joy. Shaky at the back in England tonight. Greenwood. Kelly. Carter. Wondering if Germany may just drop a little deeper and they see the finishing line close. Give England a chance to put some late pressure on. Ralph not convincing with the clearance, not convincing for either of these defences tonight, but Steph Horton watching on and have great memories of it.
Yeah, I mean, she joined Leeds United when I was a senior player at 17, and it's pretty clear that she was going to be future of women's football, absolute golden girl, terrific player, even better person. You know, she missed a couple of tournaments because of injury, but went on to become absolutely iconic.
And what a chance for Jess Nass. You know, every time we try and go and talk about something else, we shouldn't dare.
Yeah, shout out for Steph though, because it's an emotional night for her. Absolute legend of the women's game.
Next to her husband, Stephen Darby. Motor neuron disease. Steph Horton, so much going on off the pitch over the years. It was special tonight to see her lining up for the national anthem as well. Gesture I don't think I've ever seen before. Now then, flag has stayed down, and once more Enderman. Now that challenge was a good one from Carter. It had to be.
Great challenge, Carter.
See this tackle again.
Yeah, held up by Greenwood initially, just allowing Carter. We know that she's good in duels.
Walter. That is a goal kick. Well, I wonder what he thinks about senior international management. Christian Fuchs took over from Horst Rubisch, who took Germany to that bronze medal after team across Tecklenburg. How to get Germany out of the group at the World Cup when they're beaten by Colombia. What a result that was in Sydney. Greenwood. Germany have reminded again tonight of the talent that they have. A domestic league that's very strong indeed, and a real template for the WSL. You know, the German clubs over the years have had strong presence in Europe.
Yeah, strong reminder for England. I think that still they've just got to keep evolving. Now that reigning European champions, we've got to still keep going, keep producing players and keep getting better, because if you stand still, you may as well go backwards. So you've got to keep moving forward, and I do think we've got the players to do that.
Well, we understand England should have 6 minutes to try and find a late equaliser. I think whatever happens really from this sort of situation, unless of course Germany score a couple more, which you write off at this stage in the match. Again, Enderman has really carried the ball well. If England were to lose this game by this sort of margin, when you think about it, there's a bit of fortune in that in itself. Or maybe take the positives out of the fact that it's not an embarrassing scoreline to lose narrowly to Germany, but so much more to read to this match, isn't it?
I think there's loads of stories, narratives within it that England and Serena Wiegman will be looking at and just trying to cure us and go on to next summer.
history of Germany playing England, senior women's international. This match might just be a footnote considering they've won in England so many times in the past, but they will take so much from this unless England can find a late equaliser. Nazu does very well indeed, and that must be a yellow card.
Yeah, brilliant, Naz.
Reinhardner.
It's good. Strong run. And Jess Naz gets England up the pitch, forces either she gets through or somebody brings her down. It's good for the Ulster.
It's just the second yellow card of the match. It's quite incredible to think, considering the frantic nature of it, since Millie Bright's in the opening couple of minutes. So, is there time for England here? Answer is yes, but can they create an opportunity? Greenwood with a free kick. And Germany clear it away. They want to keep them pinned in there, but instead, again, it's Engelman once more. It's been quite the outlet for Germany since coming on, actually. I feel like she's the ball more than Jess Park in this second half.
Yeah, on that right-hand side, Jess Park's had a lot of work to do when England have not got the ball, which I think has been the story of England's game tonight.
From Serena Wiegmann. There's the England closing in. Defeat at Wembley. They've been on a decent run in this stadium, to say the least. Haven't lost here since they lost to Germany in 2019. Every time I bring up a record, it is Germany who are the last to do it.
Told you they were annoying when they won everything. Always at the top of the women's game.
Haven't won the last two European Championships though. Serena Wiegmann has. There's Greenwood looking for Naz again. And Park won't quite get there, but it will be an England free kick. Just never know in football, because the lead that Germany have, maybe they're just dropping a bit deeper.
Yeah, and all it needs is a good ball, a good delivery into the box. It looks like it's going to be Alex Greenwood who probably has the best left peg out there, and then deliver it. So it's about England attacking it. Can they salvage something from this game?
It's very late. And Greenwood, not a bad ball in. That's going to be a corner. I mean, Hampton might as well come forward for this. Not quite, though. She's staying in at half. England actually leaving one player back as well. And Lauren Hemp in a decent corner here, and it goes, and it's easy for Berger. Holds on tight.
I didn't ask enough questions. Ball in from that right-hand side.
Berger taking a few more seconds out of the end to this game. Forward by Kelly. And Hemp will put the pressure on Ralph here. Berger comes out. Brand just holds up Letitia with ease. Reinhardner. Walter. Go back to Berger. Churchy does well. Churchy. Dummon. Going to need that ball back, but they can't get it back at the moment, and Carter clears it against Dalman. Or would Germany fancy keeping that ball in the corner? Throw into England. Saw Chloe Kelly wasting time to help England over the line at Wembley in 2022. Dalman might do the same in that corner. Hold the ball away from Kelly, but then have it back. They need to get it forward. There's not much time left now. Closing in on 6 minutes of added time. Walsh looking for Stanway. It's going to be a lot from Stanway there. England recognise that they just have to get that ball forward now. That's much time is left. Maybe they can create one more opportunity. He's taken one look at her watch. Wright goes forward. Need to look for the second ball here, England. But it's picked up by Debritz, who just clears it away. Well, the first step of Euros prep ends in defeat for Sarina Wiegman and England, because Christian Fuchs, his first match in charge of Germany, has seen his side win at Wembley. Julia Kvin with the first 2 goals in the game, a penalty in the first 4 minutes. Clara Ball making it 3-0. England fought back with 2 goals from Georgia Stanway, one of those a spot kick as well, to trail by 1 at half-time. But a penalty, another debatable one, it has to be said, was converted by Sarah Debritz, the substitute, to give Germany breathing space again, and they would need it because Lucy Bronze would benefit from an error from Berger to make it 4-3 at the time. It's not a match to live long in the memory as far as England's performance is concerned, but we've seen a lot of goals tonight, plenty of entertainment, but ultimately a Germany victory at Wembley. Final score, England 3, Germany 4.
Germany have beaten England at Wembley 4-3. It is the first time England have conceded 4 goals under the reign of their manager, Sarina Wiegman. Lionesses well short of the kind of performances we're used to seeing of them of late, especially in their own backyard. Let's get some reaction from the England camp. Georgia Stanway's with Katie.
Georgia, what a dramatic game. Yeah, it's one for the fans, but not one for us. Initially my first reaction is I'm disappointed. Obviously, for them to score that early, for them to take the lead that high, it's not like us. It's good that we got back into the game, and then obviously the penalty was a little bit unfortunate, I think. But yeah, it's one that we need to learn off. We knew that Germany were going to come out. We didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, new manager, a lot of changes within their squad, but that just showcases how good they are. 3-0 down after 30 minutes. What was being said on the pitch at that time?
We just needed to adjust our shape. We knew that we couldn't jump out in areas because it left spaces behind us. We needed to be more compact because the way that they were rotating was, disrupting us. But I think as soon as we changed our shape, we were able to get compact. We were able to regain the ball more. We were able to intercept the ball, and then obviously we got them a few times on the counter-attack. I think the first half result was a little bit generous, both sides. I think it could have been 5-5 within going in at half-time. But yeah, I wouldn't say we were the weaker team. I'd say that the teams were pretty even. But obviously the result went to their side.
I was going to ask, why do you think the players weren't quite at it today?
I've no idea. I don't think it's not about us being at it. I think it's just Germany are good. We can't back away from the fact that they're a world-class team. They've won many trophies in the past. They're starting a new campaign just like we are, and obviously we know that we've got things to work on. We need to review this. We need to see how it was, see what things we need to change, and obviously we've got another opportunity on Tuesday to make some adjustments. But yeah, as a whole, I don't think we need to be disappointed too much. This is the start of what's going to be a long year. We've got a long process to be able to be right for the Euros next year, and this is a step in the direction, whether it's a good one or a bad one. It's a way that we can learn.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go, the thoughts of Georgia Stanway there. What are your thoughts on that? How do you summarise that performance?
I thought we was very fortunate to get away with 4-3. I thought Germany were better than us. Listening to what George is saying, obviously when you're on the pitch you see it differently. I thought the lack of quality, poor decision making, the amount of mistakes. Georgia mentioned there about the closing down and the compact nature in which we should have started. We didn't start that way. We saw the mistake that Leah made, and that put them straight on the front foot. Didn't have enough energy in our midfield to track and chase people down. There wasn't enough energy, and in the end I think that we were very fortunate to get away with only conceding 4 goals. I think that's easily the the worst performance I've seen from the Lionesses defensively.
Disappointed for you, Kaz?
Yeah, mega disappointed. Lost to Germany as well. I agree with Righty. I think conceding 4, that is definitely the worst performance I've seen under Wiegman. Some of the I disagree with Georgia. We didn't get our basics right. I think the scoreline does flatter us.
Yeah.
I thought we were all over the shop. And I think this is a big game for Serena on Tuesday, because we play South Africa and she's got some big decisions to make, because that's not good enough and that won't retain us our European title.
Normally we're really not critical of Serena Wiegman because she's been so successful with this side, but does she shoulder any of the blame today, particularly team selection?
I think that like I said at the start, she does very much favour and trust the players she knows and likes. I think what we've done here, we've totally underestimated what Germany can do. And what we did show is if we're going to play that lackadaisically and, making the mistakes we made, I didn't think Anna Hampton had a very particularly good game as well today, then what will happen is Germany, who are going through a transitional period of starting over again, Laura, they'll punish you. We can't make those mistakes. We're European champions for a reason. We're good enough to be doing that. And we started that game like a team that don't know each other.
I also disagree with the fact that, okay, we knew that Germany had a new manager, but if you watch Germany in the Olympic Games where they got a bronze medal, they were direct and they had quick players. We said before the game that Bull and Brand were going to be rapid and were going to cause us problems. We knew that Bull would cut in on our right foot and would score a goal. We should be knowing this stuff, and their teammates know, but I disagree with that. We didn't know about Germany because we've seen those players before, and if you go and study any previous games or study the manager that's been with the boys team, you know his style, and they were always going to cause us problems today, and that wasn't good enough, and defensively we were all over the gaff.
That's our starting centre-back partnership there, and we spoke about Leah Williamson before the game and saying that she's not quite up to her usual standards. Is that an area that we really need to look at, Ian?
Well, it's not, what you need is you need your top players to get to their form. With Serena, it doesn't matter about minutes, it doesn't matter about how long you've played. If she likes you, she wants you to play. I know that's the England captain, but Alex Greenwood is playing better at the moment. And the way Alex Greenwood takes care of that ball, we probably don't give away that goal. Those things happen for a reason. You pick people for a reason for those reasons.
Mary's probably thinking, thank God I didn't play today.
Well, I mean, by her not playing, what does that say? If you're Mary Epps and you're sat on the sidelines watching that performance, Ian, it's a very important key position, the number one as well.
It is, and she's been magnificent for us. And like I said at the start of the game, is that when you're looking at the amount of players that she's stuck with, I was very surprised that Mary, playing 2 games for Paris Saint-Germain recently, didn't start the game. I'm not completely hammering Hannah here, but she made a couple of mistakes which wouldn't have put her in good stead. Some of her decisions passing out, even for the second penalty, the mistake she made by not grabbing the ball, even though I thought that wasn't a penalty. Those kind of mistakes, as you get further in the competition, once you do get to competition, it's going to cost you. Germany showed us that if you're going to play poorly, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, and they did today. They lost the game 4-3 here at Wembley. The Lionesses conceding 4 goals. It is uncharted territory for this Lionesses side under Serena Wiegman. We'll dissect the goals. We'll find out exactly how the Germans did it. We'll get more reaction from these two in the studio in a few moments' time. Join us back here at Wembley Stadium next. Hello, welcome back to Wembley, where England just lost 4-3 to Germany. We're waiting for a little bit of reaction. Hopefully we're going to hear from Serena Wiegman, but there's lots of other football to tell you about. Actually, we're going to run you through the goals. What's important about these goals we're about to show you, they're the playoffs. So it's the first round and the first leg of these playoffs. So if you want to qualify for the Euros and you're in the playoffs, you basically have a home and away in the first round and then a home and away in the second round. So this is the first leg of the first round. I'm going to talk you through it, guys, and tell you exactly what happened tonight. So Hungary against Scotland. This was an important win for Scotland. There was only 1 goal in this game, and it was Tottenham's Martha Thomas.
Yeah, good reaction from Martha there. Ball coming into the box, defenders getting themselves in a bit of a pickle there. She's at the wrong side, 17, but well done for Martha for reacting quickly in the box there.
Yeah, clinical finish, to be fair. Poor defending.
All right, let's move on because we've got loads of goals to get you through this one. This is Slovakia against Wales. So Slovakia actually went 2-0 up, and obviously Wales with work to do to get them back in this one. The first goal, Martina Servowska, which you're going to see now.
Nice finish, huh?
But edge of the box, though, you can't leave that space
So
free.
much
But
time,
it is
yeah.
a great finish.
Look
But
at that,
two
look.
players on the out.
Wow.
Paul getting out to them. So yeah, that's massive disappointing. Both goals conceded tonight from Wales from set pieces. This was unbelievable, though.
This one, Maria Mikolajava.
You know what's good about this one? She's so far out, all you got to do is get it over the wall there with the power. That's what's good about that one. She knew, just need to get it over the wall and it's a goal.
Wales managing to get themselves back in this game, which finished 2-1 in the end. It was a 90th minute goal, this one, from Bristol City's Fionn Morgan.
To be fair, that's a good finish. You know, kept a composure, and as you said, it was late on. It's vital, you know, to go into that next leg now to see if they can try and get something from it.
Absolutely. More goals to tell you about as well. This is Croatia against Northern Ireland. This one in the end finished 1-1. Northern Ireland actually equalised in the last minute, but what was quite interesting about this game is it was the same player who scored both of these goals, Logna, who basically conceded the penalty or scored the penalty first of all, and then scored an own goal too, just to measure things up.
I mean, we've seen some silly
Crazy
decisions
defending.
tonight, and that's up there with it, isn't it? But finished, and then again, set piece has been a big theme throughout Europe for the women's game. But wow, again,
Gosh.
near post, dangling legs out from defenders, don't move your feet. Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there goes that one. Croatia, Northern Ireland finishing 1-1. One more game to tell you about as well. This one, there were 6 goals in this game. They all went to the Republic of Ireland. This was against Georgia, and it was in Georgia. We're only going to show you one goal, and it's Katie McCabe for Arsenal.
Oh,
no way.
Oh, keeper. What?
Jesus. See, I don't like seeing goals like that. That's
I do, I love it.
That's a terrible goal. That's terrible goalkeeping.
Luckily, there were 5 other goals in this game, so that one wasn't the decider. That one actually was I think it was for 3-0, that one in the end. So look, congratulations to Republic of Ireland. Georgia with a lot of work to do in the second leg if they're going to get back into this from 6 goals down. And just a reminder as well, they are 2-legged fixtures. You've got to win the 2 rounds to get through to the playoffs, and then you're through to Euros. Did I make that clear enough, do you think?
I don't know. I can see your mouth
fixtures.
moving, but I can't.
Two-legged, I think you said.
Two-legged fixtures. You've got to win 2 rounds of the playoffs to get through to it's quite clear, actually. Right, anyway, we're going to hear from Sarina Wiegman very, very shortly, the England manager. She has never conceded 4 goals in her reign as England manager before, but she's got to do it tonight, and she's going to face up to the cameras next and tell us exactly what went on and why England lost to Germany in Wembley. Okay, we're back in a couple of minutes. Well, Wembley Stadium are really leading the way with their 2 sensory rooms, which are available for fans who might find large atmospheres slightly overwhelming. Now, these are particularly popular with families of neurodivergent children and are a really great way to make football at Wembley as inclusive and welcoming as possible. But I'm not sure they would want to have experienced tonight's game because England just lost 4-3 to Germany, and we're going to find out what the manager thinks. Sarina Wiegman, she is speaking now with Katie Shanahan.
Sarina, what a crazy game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a game very high level. 2 teams that are really equal, and 2 teams that want to attack. So it was a very open game for me. I thought a little bit too open at times for us. And
why do you think that was?
Yeah, well, because we have many players in front of the ball. We wanted to press high, and if you don't get that right against Germany at moments, and they challenge us tactically too, then they're really dangerous when they move forward. And I also think, if I talk about us, we had moments that we lost the ball, unforced errors, and then they're gone. So we definitely want to do that better. But they had a lot of players in front of the ball all the time too, and that makes them really dangerous when they came close to our goal. But also when we won the ball, then we had opportunities to go forward.
Defensively, what concerned you most about the performance tonight?
Losing the ball at moments we shouldn't lose the ball. I thought our defense started with being tighter on the ball and taking out more unforced errors. And also, of course, we've been challenged because Germany is really good, very physical. If we had taken out those unforced errors more, because it happens in football, but of course the higher level you have, the less on first errors you have, then they can't counterattack. And there are moments tactically they challenged us, so we want to press higher, but we need to find out the triggers. When do we wait and be really compact, and when do we go?
As for the penalty incident at the end, which led to Germany's 4th goal, what did you make of that?
Yeah, unfortunately, of course, Hannah dropped the ball. For my vision, but it doesn't count because they got a penalty. Lesja got the ball away, and yes, that was a penalty. So yeah, of course, I haven't seen it. The VAR has looked over it. I found it very, very unlucky.
Bigger picture, work to do.
Oh, absolutely. But I didn't expect not to do anything. No, that's why we play these games. It's top level games. We're being challenged. If we don't get the things really right, we're being exploited. And that's what we want, because we want to see where we are now. We want to get as much information as possible. Players get playing minutes so they can show where they are the most. They can show connections. And that's what we really need moving forward in our preparation for the Euros.
Thanks, Serena.
Thank you.
Okay, so they talk about work to do and lessons that you can learn from a performance like that. Kaz, what were those lessons?
I think tactically, I agree with her. We got it wrong. I thought we got overloaded far too much in the wide areas and there was too much space. I thought we lost our individual battles. So we got the basics wrong as well. Just simple keeping the ball. So I think there's a lot to do, but I do agree with what you said earlier and what we felt from the start. That's the worst defensive display I've seen by England.
I think
Serena.
The press was so unorganised. I don't know, she's saying how good they are on the counter. You don't need to be good when the press is that poor, especially for the first goal and then for the second goal. Then one on the left side and one on the right side. They sucked us in over that side. One diagonal ball, bam, and they were in. Those things shouldn't be happening at this level.
I don't even think you press Germany, but when you press a team and you know they're that quick and they're that good on the counter attack, just sit and wait like we did, and then we got some good moments from them. But we went and tried to press them.
Should have scored. Ella should have scored with one of them.
It's not the right decision for me to do that.
Why does that happen? Why does a team who are as experienced as a lot of these members that are, and with quite a lack of rotation, as we mentioned at the start of the show, why does that happen?
I don't know. I think there's maybe a little bit of complacency. I wouldn't like to say it's only because the team are so together and they know each other so well, but it did seem a little bit lethargic, passing. Like I say, they need some more energy in the midfield. It was totally bypassed by whether it was a pass or by pace. It was totally bypassed. And it's going to be interesting to see what she does in respect of bringing new people into the squad that's going to change it up, because I think it needs a little bit of a change up. Not just the players like Jess Park or Grace Clinton, players like that to come in. It needs other players as well to come, some younger players to freshen the whole place up a little bit.
Do players need to feel under pressure for their positions to actually step up? Is the complacency because there's so much loyalty in this team?
Well, I think when you've got the best centre-back in Alex Greenwood that's been consistent for 2 years now, who can't... She would sit down with Serena Wiegman and probably say to her, why am I not playing? And I don't think Serena Wiegman could give her an answer and make her say, you need to do this to get in the team, because watch her week in, week out, she's so consistent and so good. And she's just unfortunately playing up against the England captain. But I think when someone's playing that good and can't get into the team, that for me causes problems elsewhere. And even Chloe Kelly hasn't played and can come on. So it's
all right,
challenging.
Well, look, work to do, and then the next game on Tuesday we'll see if the team changes. Our team doesn't know. You two will be alongside me. Great to have you here as always, guys. The European Championship of Darts continues tomorrow. It's live from Dortmund with the second round, 11:45 on ITV1. The national hunt season swings back into Cheltenham and Aintree this weekend. Plus, the domestic Group 1 flat race of the season takes place at Doncaster. You can join Ollie Bell for coverage at ITV1, 12:55 tomorrow. And in the evening, we have our usual roundup of the EFL highlights from 10:45. We will see you all next Tuesday for the Lionesses' next match against South Africa on ITV4 from 7. See you then.